We're Tyson and Alicia. We live full-time in a 25-foot Flying Cloud Airstream. Recently, on our longest road trip yet, we rolled over 380,000 kilometers on our gas truck. Now, it's time for an upgrade because we have got some big travel plans. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.
We chose the Silverado EV in the LT trim with the extended range battery pack. We wanted to maximize our payload with our trailer, so even though we would have liked more range, we ruled out the max range battery because the payload was too low. The step up from this would have been an LT with the premium package or an RST, but both of those came with the midgate, which I didn't want because of eventual dust egress, and they also came with 22-inch wheels, which I had no use for because we want a tow and I want more sidewall on my tires. The best way I can describe this truck is as the perfect half-ton, and if you're looking to buy a new half-ton, you need to take this for a test drive. It has more horsepower and torque than a 3.0 Duramax or an EcoBoost. The payload is very similar to a Silverado 1500 or an F-150. It has four-wheel independent coilover suspension instead of leaf springs, so it's a way smoother ride for daily driving than a gas half-ton would be. And it's a much more confident tow vehicle because it's a lot heavier than the 1500s or F-150. The regen braking acts like an exhaust brake, and it keeps your speed constant and recharges your battery as you're descending down a hill. And beyond that, it's been way cheaper to operate than a new gas truck would have been.
Over the past 4 months, we've been test towing to see if we'd have any problems, and also to figure out what the range is like with the Airstream attached. Basically to figure out what we would expect for overall towing experience. We've taken it through 3 Atlantic Canadian provinces and tested all sorts of chargers.
Oh! Yeah, but then I gotta stand here. This means I'm gonna have to back up over here, unfortunately.
This is what we were worried about, that were we going to be able to charge with the trailer hooked up or not. Meanwhile,
this one works. I said this app is trash. And so far so good.
would you believe that this is our 52nd consecutive video? When I started posting consistently to this channel, I didn't know how it was going to go. I didn't know what we were going to do, but I knew that if I wanted to do this, that we had to stick with it. And the goal was to post consistently for 1 year, and this is that video. So if you're new here or you've been here for a while, thank you so much for being a viewer, for giving us a thumbs up, or subscribing to our channel. All right. Ownership of the Silverado EV review. I'm going to be honest, I have nothing to contribute to this video.
That's not true. You've driven it.
I mean, not with the trailer attached.
But you have driven it.
I have driven it, and honestly, it is an amazing experience to drive. It's very smooth, very comfortable driving experience, and even on the passenger side, the seats are just amazing. There's so much space, there's compartments for everything. It's just a really, really enjoyable vehicle.
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
Well, take it away.
We have over 13,000 kilometers on the truck now, about 8,000 miles. The main pro has been the total cost of ownership. Because we tow so much and apparently drive so much, I mean, we put that mileage on in 4 months. We've already saved over $2,000 in the past 4 months on fuel. It has been a big help for our boondocking. Now we've been able to stay at more harvest hosts, and we've just been able to run the AC and the heat pump and our internet and everything just off the truck itself, which has been great. And it doesn't actually use that much battery. I mean, we also haven't used it in the craziest heat imaginable where the AC is running flat out, but even if we did, it would do quite well.
I mean, we wanted to when it was that 30-degree trip to Brule by the beach that we did, but we didn't have the adapter.
Didn't have the attachment at the time. It's a really nice tow vehicle. It tows the trailer a lot more confidently than our 5.3 V8 Silverado did. The regen is a huge game changer because if you tow with gas, you know what it's like going down a long grade or a steep grade or both, where your truck downshifts and the RPMs are screaming at you and you're using your brake strategically so that you slow down quite a bit, but you're also not overheating your brakes. This way, it's basically like a diesel exhaust brake the whole way down, except it's also recharging your battery as you go down.
You're moving around a lot. Do you need me to like stop so you can readjust?
No, I'm fine. You're also putting like video over this, are you not?
Well, yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll aim for that.
Okay. So it basically tows like a heavy duty diesel, but it's also, as a daily driver, a lot more comfortable than a half ton ever could be, never mind a 1 ton. If your tow vehicle is also your daily driver, you know how rough it is driving your V8 truck around town. Your fuel economy in a lower speed environment is terrible. The EV is actually the opposite of that, where it really shines in that kind of 40 to 80 kilometer an hour or 30 to 50 mile an hour kind of range. For the majority of your charging, you're doing it at home. You're not pulling an Alicia and forgetting to top off your gas vehicle before heading home and then driving to the gas station with the light on in the morning.
Made it.
It's just as easy as a couple nights a week. You plug it in overnight and you're good to go. I also haven't missed doing oil changes. If we had bought a diesel, we would be adding DEF as we went as well. We'd already have done basically an oil change every 2 months with this thing at this point.
Oh, really?
But adding DEF to it would have been just an extra expense that we don't have to manage. But counterpoint to all those pros, there are some cons to it. While it does tow like an HD diesel, it kind of has the fuel tank of like a RAV4. So a big diesel is going to have a lot longer range. You can easily have more range with a couple jerry cans or a slip tank in the box. When we had the gas truck towing, our travel stops tended to be pretty long to begin with, maybe 25, 30 minutes. With the EV, that has meant we've only added really maybe 10 minutes to our stops, so it hasn't been a huge inconvenience, but I know there's people out there who are stopping to fuel up. Both people are going to the washroom quickly, maybe having a quick snack, and you're on the road again. So if your stops are only like 10 minutes, you're going to notice a lot more with the EV. And you also know that a gas vehicle fuels up really quick. You pull in, you don't have to unhitch your trailer because you just have pull-through stops. You're filled up in a couple minutes. Even the fastest EV chargers are not going to compare to that. The main headache with it is you have to pick and choose your charging stops because different chargers have different speeds. And you also need to juggle a couple different apps because most stations we've come across don't allow you to just tap your credit card, which is pretty ridiculous. And we actually have had to help other people download an app and get their car charging as well. So that's just something you get used to as you go. But that's the main negative, I would say, to it. Yeah, so when it comes to picking and choosing your chargers, our favorites that we've come across have been stops like the Irving chargers that are pretty fast at 180 kilowatts, but they also charge by the minute instead of by the kilowatt. So if you can take the charge at top speed, you're saving quite a bit of money compared to some of the other ones. Cost-wise, the Electrify Canada ones have been fairly expensive, I would say, but they have been the fastest we've experienced, and that's pretty helpful when you're on a road trip and just want to get somewhere. So those two would probably be my favorites so far.
I'm gonna jump back in here. What is this?
Discord.
This is not your notes.
Yeah, we just finished. I have my notes right here. I just finished them. Okay, do it again.
I think what I want to make clear is we're not saying electric is the best, everyone should be driving electric. We just decided that once we knew we had to upgrade, we were going to take the leap and do this, and are sharing our experience. It's mostly good, but there's definitely some drawbacks. So honestly, we haven't gotten that many comments. I expected it to be worse, that we would get a lot of shit talking, but...
Well, I feel like the people who are interested in learning about it aren't the people who have made their engine of choice their entire personality, so...
I think the funniest thing is we've noticed is how much people love to project their dislike of it on you. No matter if you roll up and say nothing, like they just want to tell you how stupid they think electric vehicles are, or how they're never going to change,
or what they're not capable of,
or what they're not
which
capable
is like,
of.
Okay, well that flies in the face of my lived experience as the owner of said vehicle, but sure, you know more than I do apparently.
We've boiled it down to you just have to decide what's more important, saving time or saving money. If you want to save money, then electric is great. If you want to save time, electric is not great. So really, it depends on what's more important to you.
If your budget's unlimited and you want to burn all the diesel you can find, then more power to you, I guess. It depends what kind of traveling you want to do. We tend to have longer stays in one spot, and we tend to have shorter towing days, I would say. Kind of like 400 kilometers maybe. I mean, 600 kilometers or like 400 miles would be a really big day for us. We have done longer than that, but we don't like to.
Only because we've had really tight timelines
Exactly.
for outstanding circumstances we couldn't change. It's not our preference.
But there's people out there who want to do 700 miles in a day because they have a timeline to get where they're going, and they want to spend most of their holiday at the destination instead of en route. And for us, the travel is part of the trip as well. So everywhere we stop, we want to spend some time and experience it, basically.
And we really enjoy the drive. Like, yeah, it's nice to get out and stretch for sure, but we have podcasts lined up out the wazoo. I have now been able to work while we're driving, which is a huge time saver. It means that I can enjoy more time when we stop because I've got work done on the way.
Well, we were also already kind of the type of people who would take secondary highways just to see different areas.
We were not. You were.
Okay, I was. So, especially if we're going back to the same place multiple times over the course of a few years, usually we'll take different routes to get there just to see a little bit different country.
I love that you say we. I have no say in the mapping of it all.
That's how we go. And I have had no complaints from either of the two passenger princesses.
I mean, I don't complain about it. Only time I complain is when we're filming and you're choosing the more efficient route.
I never do that. Not anymore.
I was going to say, not since we switched vehicles, no. But when... Oh, she's trying to get pet. She sees your hand.
She's like, my head's right here.
She's like, put her head back.
Oh,
I'm gonna get this. It's hard to believe it's been a year of documenting this life and travels, and thank you so much for being here, whether you've been here from the early videos or you're brand new since we've started doing the electric truck towing. But we're pretty excited about the community we're building.
Pretty fun. Lots of fun comments.
Now that we've tested the towing in our neck of the woods, we are ready to go on to bigger and better adventures. So if you're really curious about long haul towing with electric, stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button because you're not going to want to miss what we have coming up in the next few months. Anything else?
Nope, you're good. You nailed it. Just put an exclamation mark on it. You did great.
We'll see you next Saturday.